Morning rays, years and queens, to the west, the west, the west. Honest, there wasn't a dream. Bell society, unity, cornet and spinning and sound clouds floating home, trapped by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown. Morning rays, years and queens, to the west, the west, the west. Honest, there wasn't a dream. Bell society, unity, cornet and spinning and sound clouds floating home, trapped by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown.
Hello, folks. Oh, let me get some things sorted in the background while we wait for the match. Here's our bracket. Come back to me. Who knows where our people are out there in the wide world? Oh, stick some lights on. Why is it so dark? This is why it's so dark. I have not put on my lamp. Finish that sentence. Right, there we go. That's looking a bit like it. hoping you can hear all this. Why can't you hear this music, huh? What is it? It's quiet. That's fine. Righty then. I need to do a couple bits in the background. Do give me but a moment. Oh. Make sure we're all live on all the channels properly. That's the big one here. One sec. My YouTube feed's being a little slow for whatever reason, so I'm just resolving that. Seems to be okay now though. That's all good news. Happy days. Hello, Onivia's channel. Glad to have you in it. I can come over here. We're pretty much there, honestly, folks. Aha. Yeah, my light. Need to sort out the lighting a bit here, then. What's going on? Why am I so? Why is my camera so dark and full of terrors? Huh. Maybe it's just the lighting this time of day. See if I can solve that a bit. Hang on. Whoa, he says as his ring light falls off the table. That was a bit awkward. And there. That solved it? I think so. Okay, well, got my light back. That's probably step one to having better lighting. The existence of said light. Ta-da. There we go. That I think is gonna have to do. Hey, into draft we go. Fantastic. Let's pause this music. Move my camera around. And chat too when we get a couple people in here. That'll be fine for now. So, Barca over on blue side, KC over on the red. Winner, of course, going on to the finals to face off against Lost Returns. I wasn't here for the last of the semis, unfortunately, because I was doing some family things. I had some social engagements already planned in, so I didn't. Really annoying, as it was a really cool series quiz. And hello, Vasu, with my days, the 25 months in a row. Holy moly. Holy moly. That's pretty insane, actually. Oh, right, I need to make some tweets. Say that I'm here. More than that. Bit of a fried camera. I'm trying to put this. Where's my YouTube channel? Yeah, Marlin Squad. That's a good question. I'm not seeing him playing right now. We'll keep our eyes on it. Hey, Tio. Good to see you. Talia first pick. Let me do a quick socials post and we'll go from there. Pantheon response to take away from the Talia. Fine. You can rise, you can support, you could pick something like Ezreal here. Varus also similarly pretty great, up and available. Very good pick pairing with the Pantheon. Whoever Pantheon hits with W, Varus hits with R, or vice versa. You can follow up on someone getting hit by the Varus R with the Pantheon ult. Very, very potent. If Barcelona win, wouldn't it be funny if the LR take out Turkey #1, LFL #1, and Spain #1 on their way to back-to-back Mid-Ass title? It would be pretty incontrovertible at that point about how good they've been. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome, to be fair, Yasser. I'm right there with you. That could be a whole thing. That could be a whole thing. Let me... I'm sat here, waiting to try and find this. Okay, They get Rumble as well. Okay, right. Stop. Stop. That draft is ridiculous. Let me move my camera over here. You should never have all 3 of these on one team in one draft. This is a crime. That is ridiculously potent. So, Varus plus Pantheon means you are guaranteed locking someone down on top of the Equalizer. And they will die. The Talia, the Wukong, the Ezreal, I don't give a damn. You will die. You can only cleanse one of those things. Assuming Mainta hits his Equalizer, which is Mainta, I think he should. That's a bloody nasty combo. I tend to find Pantheon more reliable than Vi in a game like this as well. Your CC's are a lot shorter cooldown against a lot of mobility. Even if, of course, like Vi tends to be quite good into Ezreal on the full set. But these days, I just tend to prefer Pantheon anyway, on a personal level. I think the global is very, very potent, and I think Vi is just that little bit too telegraphed for my money. A good Pantheon player has a few more ways to play the game, I tend to find. I'm still needing to do this. All right, Syndra. Okay, if you look at Syndra here as well, every single one of these people can lock someone down for very, very nasty combos. The Ori is fine. It's a bit more consistent. It's a bit more wombo. Really good pairing with the Pantheon. You can throw the ball on top of him and you just ult whoever's there. You just pick an engaged support last and you're sorted. This is not going to be a misfortune. Unless there's some real weirdness going on. Okay, Galio. Yeah, that'll be into the Rumble. Fine. It's a solid lane matchup. We know it well enough. It's nothing new at this point. Leona as well. So basically, Leona and Wukong provide delivery detail for Galio. You've got long range follow up in the Talia and the Ezreal, double global as well because of the Galio Talia. Really good collapse and teamfight comp for Immobile. It's a good comp from Barca, to be fair. I really worry though about how bloody nasty all of this pick is, and a lot of it is non-committal. If this gets rolling, 1, 2, and like the Rumble, I'm realizing I'm pointing with my mouth. It's entirely inappropriate for all of you to see, because you can't see it. Basically, if that and that and that set up for this, and this is a combo, it's gonna get really, really, really nasty in short order. Basically, because the bits of lockdown you hit will basically lead to people dying, regardless of whether they have a Galio ult. Go ahead, Piero, was for you display from DRX. Yes! Yes, that's a good thought. Yes, of course. I forget that background from him. I should be faster doing these social posty things. Again, if Boston gets a team fighting 2 items, they'll be just fine for the rank. I know that it's not like their comp is bad. In fact, it makes a lot of sense. The double globals are really nice. However, I fear for the really nasty CC chains. On the riff we go. That was nice and fast. Always a good news.
Rift.
Arrow. Okay, he's starting arrow level 1 for not a hail of arrows, which you sometimes see. Yukino. Galio's roaming as well, interesting. The Rumble's not. They'll spot the Galio now, so that's probably going to give Rumble license to go in and put a ward down on blue buff. Ezreal. If Legolas isn't going on the Sheerwood Forest Ezreal, then he has failed me. Not Sheerwood Forest. He's not Legolas. He's not really Legolas. He's lying to me. Cool. Right, social. Actually, mostly social media things he done. Do I need to do? Oh, I need to put things in Discord. Oh, yeah. I think the bar comp is kind of an anti-CC chain with Talir, Galio, and Wukong. Yeah, they have got, in fairness, their disengage is good. Like, the thing is, if they get to 2 items, they're golden. And if KCB, like, mis-execute a pick, they're in trouble, because there are good response patterns. Double global, including Galio and Wukong and Leona as kind of good disengage tools in their own. However, yeah, if they burn those cooldowns and they don't work, if KCB get rolling anyway, it gets a lot harder, because I think they spike earlier, they spike harder, and their spike is really well, I just don't like seeing Varus and Rumble end up on the same team together. I think it is a night. That combo is just really nasty. Well, have we seen too much yet? I mean, interesting, of course, the Galio's gotten shoved early, which is nice. Can happen, actually, if the Galio's aggressive. On phase rush. Fine. Not too unappealing there. Checkerlad's playing well into slow Q. Shove early. Not always a guarantee, actually, for the Orianna. Barscon versus 4 carries, no dash, it seems OP. Yeah, I mean, effectively, if they get to 2 items, it's so good. They've got Leona, Wukong, Talir all flying at your head with good range with the Ezreal and Talir. My issue is that on a defensive level, they are into a much nastier early spiking comp. They got both summoners out of Legolas. Over's coming Yukino, so Thega can't stick around on this one too long. Yeah, so you earned both summoners there. You're very happy about that. And yes, there's 4 carries, but if you only kill 1 of said carries and then the other 3 smack you in the face when you had blown all your cooldowns, it's a bad time. And the ability to play full contact League of Legends, where you just go, cool, you've gone forwards, I'll go forwards too, onto your backline, is pretty dangerous this game. And I sometimes feel like Orianna and Rumble are deceptively hard. That's his Varus, actually, depending on the build. It's gone post whatever. To actually punish despite being flashless, because Rumble with his scrap shield and his Zhonya's builds and Rift Makers and Flame Spitters and stuff is actually not someone how many times have we seen Rumble win 1v2? Basically one of them. To boil a long argument short. He is quite potent in those scenarios where you burn a lot of cooldowns and he dodges away long enough to turn it around with Flame Spitters and Electro Harpoons. And that can get quite dicey to manage, to say the least. Oh, I didn't say it. That's very annoying. Oh, nice white in. Really good roam. The exhaust. Okay, yeah, but we'll get the summoners. Leona might now be an interesting... I think they're going to give up Dragon for that. Thega's coming over. They want to turn and burn. I think they do. Oh, Leona's in so much trouble. Exa is going to stand and deliver. It's got the passive rolling. Checkerlad is now here. Yukino, really good Aegis Assault. It's not going to matter. Exa flashes out. They are going to lose Dragon for that. Okay. Ori was too slow. I thought that Aegis Assault might be enough. But they took too long killing White and took a little bit too much damage doing it. And Jekyllad with the Weaver's Wall was faster. So 1-for-1 plus Dragon. That's good for Barca in general. Let's have a look at this again. So initially it starts with Slow Q getting chunked, right? So all the while in the river, you're seeing KCB trying to rush Dragon. And Slow Q survives, but Jekyllad going to get 6 off this next wave. And while they're try to punish Whiten, and that's all well and good, I think Yukino probably just needs to flash. Is the honest answer. Yeah, flash and Aegis Assault behind you, basically. It's probably what you actually need. But it's tight. The Weaver's Wall uptake after the slow Q was chunked was very nice, basically. I think Whiten should have been tracked a bit more freely going from the lane. It didn't, and that was problematic. We've burned both summoners to do these things, so hey. Sometimes there's a cost.
Them tick. I know how to make the ticking stop.
Bestow. Bestow. Lane switch. Grubs in 10. Just check Grubs. There might be a bit of an angle here. How Yukino has got 6. Okay, as does Thega. So now things get interesting. Weaver's Wall is still not up for Jekyllad, but the hero's entrance is theoretically, but Galio is a long, long way away. I'm struggling to get both objectives here. That's a little wild, actually, considering their comp should be coming online significantly later. Getting both sets of early objectives kind of sucks. Again, the first one was a contest, but it is interesting that they're giving up the second set free. Are they going to try and make a play on this Galio? Yeah, they are. Okay. I don't know about this one. Well, that's the cooldown's burn from Yukino. And they just don't pull any anger. Okay, so he walks under turret and it's a bad idea. That's interesting. Legolas hops away. Flash in 5. Piero's okay. We'll heal. Nice arrow land. That's actually very nice from Exa. Vega's around with 6. They're going to dive this. How far is Piero off 6? Oh, he needs a wave. Hang on. If they misplay this, there's a world where Piero gets 6 really fast. X-Kick, still going to get survived for a minute or two longer. White's going to die. That's a crap dive, Barca. Okay. And they TP up. Yeah, they overdive it. Piero plays that super well. Headbutting away, the Wukong was looking to pair up with that one is unfortunate for Barca. So basically, Piero's gonna see Thega with the control ward, headbutts him away, and Jekyllad then basically doesn't hit any of his threaded body because he's on the other side of the wall. I think the moment Whiten takes aggro, you probably just need Jekyllad to be there doing some damage. It doesn't work. Okay, Shockwave was used. Slow Q is actually in so much danger right now. Flashes. Yeah, I wonder whether Jekyllad could have kept going, but actually no, with Yukino behind, it would have been awkward. Because there's a Grand Starfall like this. Jekyllad is now a dead man. He wants to try and get Slow Q while he's here. Man attack. By a fair amount of time. Man protect. Oh, Slow Q, you idiot. That's awful. That's awful. That is very, very greedy. He wanted to get involved with the kill. Didn't quite have command protect up. And so just Jekyllad just goes, ooh, I'll just Q you. Especially because we just see Slow Q blew his flash. Oh, that's greedy as hell. You can see what they were trying to go for. You can see what the comms were. Flash. Yes, like I said, oh my days, that arrow being wide is pretty crazy. Double cyclone. Yeah, that's going to be the double cyclone. Effectively. Because you get both, you get the clone and the ult on both. That's nasty. Mainter could maybe burn some people here. Does he want to equalize this? I wonder. I wonder. So, game is even enough, gold-wise. The difference here is that Barca have the early set of grubs and 2 dragons. And the soul is Hexa. Oh my days, they're doing very well here. Yeah, outside of the dive and the overstay, or should have been the overstay from Jekyllad. KCB are a bit behind the plays here. They've not been fighting their objectives very well. They should be at their biggest point of power, like, now, really. Yukino. I think he's just dead, isn't he? Oh dear. Nice collapse. Very nice collapse. Hexa doesn't have flash. Seismic shove. Really lovely punish on the invade. What do they burn? Weaver's Wall? Give us 5 games. I'm not sure I want as the LR opponent there. Mainter probably wins the extended trade at this point. He's got his Conqueror stacked. Yeah. Or just shy. Mainter just walk into it. Hang on. White in behind. Nice Hex flash play. So cute. Shockwave that? I mean, I'm not sure to what end. Deathblade in. Grand Starfall. Ah, that's why. We're trying to buy a bit of time. Relatively successfully. Waiting on the Shield of Daybreak. There it is. But Piero's coming down. Double headbutt. Oh, Yukino gets it with the Comet Spear, but it keeps Thager out to buy. Keep probably trading this one. Thager's got ult to work with. Hop on forward, try and buy some time. White in. Get some damage back. Does he have another Q? The Aegis Assault. Oh, nearly. Not quite. Okay. Slow Q's having a bit of a mare. Hey, Mac. Good to see you. So tries to buy time for the Grand Starfall. I get it. He's also got a control ward to play around that way. I wonder whether you might have been better served ulting Jekyllad and waiting till some of the CC line went back to life. And is it the slow Q again? It is slow Q again. He did this a lot on Riddle, actually, all those years ago. He I don't know. When he's not on things like Aurelia, and he is a big Aurelia player, he can end up in 1v2s way more than he should. That's 0, 3, and 2. It's not even that hard. Whiten's just sort of walking up here and going, cool, I've got CC, you want to go? And the answer was yes. Would also be funny for LFL to have 3 teams in quarters, none against each other, end up with 0 and finals. I mean, there would be something to that, but I still think the depth and strength from the LFL is very strong, right? But yes, I think it would be a very big disappointment for LFL not to make a finals. So, Dragons in 1.5. I think at this point, realistically, KCB have one more roll of the dice. If they don't make a really nice combo happen soon, it's kind of doomed. I think I was probably too unfair to the power of Jekyllad Talia, is the honest answer. And Whiten's ability to get around the map. Because I was expecting more out of the Pantheon ult. I was expecting more out of the Varus Rumble combo. We haven't seen that this game. We haven't actually seen a team fight this game. It's all been individual picks, basically. And KC have not been very respectful of Barcelona's map movements or ability to collapse. In a way I thought they would be. And Barcelona have played the faster movements much better. And also, like, to be fair, I think I was probably unfair in the discrepancy in the earlier power spikes. I was expecting one item Rumble, one item Varus, one item Pantheon to be really dangerous, but the 0.5 items were just fine for Barca. We're only just hitting one items now, really. Nice Aegis Assault. They should get white in here. Ooh, 3-man two-shot barrage is nice. They should still get dragon here. Unless Thega wants to throw his body in. There's a flash. Doable. Flashing, clone out. Certainly debating it. Gets the crushing blow. Ow, that hurts. Yeah, we've lost 3 globals right this game. You're right, Mecca. We lost Galio, Talia, and Panther, which is very significant. And what's up still? Shen. I'm missing a couple. Rise. Probably the 2 big globals remaining, isn't it? Painter, I think, will die very shortly. The Herald's about to come. Okay, on the other side, they do manage to kill off the Ezreal. Painter tries to burn some people down while he's doing it, but there's just not enough damage. Solid dive, they can Herald charge into the tier 2. KCB should at least get this tier 1. If we get to game 5, the draft will be freaky. Yeah, it will be. It's DRLs. It's always freaky game 4-5. Engage bot side. That's actually pretty good. Chekalad gets out. Galio follows. Oh, very clean. Very clean escape. Which comp do I prefer late? Barcelona. They scale better. Ezreal Talia with big frontline and a Wukong. It's Poke Varus with Pantheon. You are supposed to spike at the 1 to 2 item marks. Not that it's going to be completely unplayable. The wombo combo is still going to be lethal, but I think the consistent damage, the mobility, the protection, double globals, all of that is just better later than KCB's is. I think it's my honest read. Damage comes on down. Red buff stolen. When's the next dragon? 2 minutes? Okay. I mean, KCB at least got the last dragon. I just don't know whether it saves the game, because they didn't really get the fight to go with it. Atakan's in 10. Game probably ends up decided around the next dragon. If Barcelona win that, it's very challenging to come back in unless you like somehow nab a Baron or something. Atakan is top side. Yeah, fair. There was a lot of action around there, those top bushes originally. They're hot in Germany? Yeah, it's like 30-something degrees here. How hot is it? Let me find out. Hang on. It is... Drum roll. Why is it weather? Why are you unavailable? Oh, apparently it's only 22. It was hotter. It's gone down. That's convenient. Oh, on Sunday it's going to be 32. Oh my god, alright. Very humid though. Why is it so humid? Had to get AC in the UK? Bloody hell, that's unusual. There you go. Right, 40 seconds till Dragon. Enough about the weather. Let's talk about the climate change on the Rift. The Hextech Rift. Dragons are the cause of rift-wide warming. Paint it across the back. Okay, here we go. This could be a really good equalizer angle. It needs to be a good equalizer angle. Pulling off it. Do they care? Checkerlad's looking for a wall behind. Watch Checkerlad, bottom of your screen. There he goes. Watch him. Spotted. Missed the seismic shove. He was blind anyway. They know he's there now. Yukino's still around. Being held at 2k. Here we go. Flip! Oh! 100 HP. Right, exit flashes away, stays alive. Exhaust comes on, but it's only on a slow queue for now, who has yet to blow the shockwave. Pulls 2 in. Can't quite kill Whiten, but Mainta can kill the rest. At the back, Yukino will go down to Thega. Oh! The seismic shove combo from Checkerlad gets 1. Thega, Nimbus strike into the crushing blow. Flash away from slow queue. Nearly very nice from KCB, but they ended up splitting apart just a little too much and couldn't finish off some of the kills. And unfortunately, the top of your screen, Yukino couldn't kill off Thega. But this is a very, very good fight from Checkerlad again. It's a very... Look, it keeps Mainta like completely out of the fight for so long. That equalizer kind of sucks. It tags Legolas a bit. In fairness, he walks back onto the equalizer. It becomes better than it was. And I thought after this shockwave, I was thinking, okay, there's a world here where Mainta just gets to get on top of Legolas, murder him, and life is good. But the fact that Legolas doesn't die, and Checkerlad lands that seismic shove to kill off the Rumble instead. Nasty. And that gets soul point as well. Very, very, very nice. Hey, Lorindy, good to see you. Go Barca and make Checkerlad one of the contenders of EUM. Oh, yeah. I think he's been phenomenal this tour. Phenomenal. Turret's about to go. Okay. Equalize to buy time. And again, you don't have Baron yet, so it is easy enough to clear waves. You lose 2/3 of the turret's HP, and that sucks. But hey, you do what you have to. To be honest, games don't look like the usual LR games with the Mastercard 2020 Fnatic. They were very good yesterday. That 4-man scat of the week alone from Nemesis. Oh. Oh. With a single ball. You can just jump the clone. That's very sad. Loki's got a death cap. Finally got 2 items fully done on the Varus with the transformation in. I just think it's too late, dude. Games are boring. Yes, they lost returns were just so much better. Yeah, I caught the highlights. I was at the Linkin Park gig is where I was. So I was in Berlin at the Linkin Park gig, which was fantastic. But it meant I wasn't around for that semi-final. But I'd had that gig booked in for months, so I was like, I'm not missing that. So I gotta go watch them. With Architect supporting as well, who I love dearly. They didn't play any of their old stuff in the game, but I've seen them play that stuff. Problem to be listening to in the sleep. Okay, White in. Nice work. Hey, thank you for the follow. Ooh, True Shot Barrage stings. That was quite... Hang on. I just realised with Whiten just dying by the red buff. Busy chatting with chat. I mean, Shitty just tried to set a Dreadlight Baronfish. Went too deep. A little bit sad to give that one up. It's another one onto Yukino. Yukino has somehow picked up 6 kills by the way. I mean, 3 of them were from the top side debacles. He did pick 1 in the last fight. I guess that was the 6th there then. That's okay. There's no way this one. Can Carmine win this series? They can. This game, I'm not so sure about. But the series, absolutely. I think Barcelona are probably favoured, mainly because I think Checkerlad is going to be an issue. And I still think Yukino is a little new for mere Masters level play. Usually. I have seen Legolas run it before, though, as much as I've seen him absolutely win series as well, though. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Colin Carly. You, basically, the deal is, if you want to yell at me in caps, you have to subscribe. Otherwise, there's obligated chillness. Exit kick. Hit by the full concentrated power of the sun. It doesn't turn into a Starion. There goes the Crows. Go KCB! Got some KC fans in chat. Love it. I mean, Mass is your home ground, to be fair. How long were KC dominating this tournament? It's only been the last few years, really, where it feels like there's been a few other regions lurking around and about and beginning to threaten on a more regular basis. LVP, Turkey in general. The Arabic league's been scary if they've not won. Prime League finally won again after a long time. Hell, and LC again this year. We were in the finals, Les. We never won. Finally got a team as good. Is this playoffs? It is. We're in semi-finals, Callie. In fact, we're in the
See if you can handle this.
Right, this should be solved for Barcelona. Sorry, not for Barcelona. Yes, it was. Sorry. If they get this, it's more lights out than it already is. It's 3k advantage. It could be problematic. Nice take on the dragon. Thega, though, finds a phenomenal angle to bring in the Galio. That's nasty as hell. That's what I was worried about if the game got late in it. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful homing beacon for the Galio ult. 7 months of 2023, I believe. Yeah, exactly. They won alone for a long time, and then it's been a bit more challenging. Guys, we get at least 5 games. Hashtag trust. Oh, Piero's gone. For sure. I mean, yeah, yes, they got the dragon, but that cost them a massive fight. It's the first, like, big fight since Atakan. KCB being outdrafted. I didn't hate KCB's draft, but it required them to actually play a good early game and some good skirmishes. They didn't turn up to objectives. Oh, the root. I see what he tried to ult into the pit to try and steal it, I think is the idea there. Nice idea. The idea with their draft, right, is you want to use the Varus, the Pantheon, to pin someone in place so the Shockwave Equalizer is lethal. And I've seen this combo a lot, and it is generally very, very nasty. It's not been today because they've not really pulled the combo, like, at all. And they did it at the wrong times, like it's gotten too late. But either way, it hasn't really led to anything particularly memorable. Slowq got caught out in the side lane a lot. They weren't respectful of the Talia roams. Checkalads played a blinder. Vegas played a blinder. Whiten's been all over the place on the owner. Good game. You just need to shove up now, I think, and try and break the base as much as you can with this Baron. Dragon into reset for second Baron, end the game. Unless you get a good fight around this. Painter. Okay, on. Hands not behind. Yeah, but so the thing is, Mecha, if I'm looking at like genuine power picks, the only one in here I think is like S tier is Talia. Wukong is good. Ezreal is good. Leona is good. But they are not Pantheon, Varus, Rumble. all of which are fairly regularly on the first round ban table. Talia gets that, Ezreal very rarely, Leona very rarely, Wukong very rarely. Galio maybe a bit more hit and miss depending on if you want to play Rumble or not. But there's game 1 win. So it's, again, Barcelona's comp is a good one. It is a cohesive. It makes sense. I see how it works. We saw how it works. However, you know, like I actually think on the other side, like KC actually managed to get 3 of the most like highly sought after picks in the game right now in Rumble, Varus, and Pantheon. All of which are nasty together, and they just never managed to get the combo to work, which is why I was like, damn, how did you get all 3 of those? Yeah, again, not that say Leona and Wukong are bad picks. They're very good right now. They've played a lot, but they are not first 3 bans worth, right? Barker didn't even try to play for the Dragon. The whole point was fast out fight after. Absolutely, it was. They wanted to get that Wukong into the backline to cause a mess, but they never. The thing is, KCB with their comp as well never got to play their comp the way they wanted to because this kind of thing kept happening. Whiting gets a roam in mid, force the flash, force the reset from Slowkey, which means that Chocolate on the 6 from this wave he's about to pick up gets to come on over with the Weaver's Ward, so the skirmish is a man down. And as a result, we never really get to see what KCB's comp is supposed to do. This was about as good as it got. Piero, I actually think, tried really hard on the Alice. He had some good moments. I think X kick was fine. Considering he had a lot of people trying to kill it, take his head off. Didn't die on the repeat. I think Slowq had a bad one. I think Maintail wasn't around that much. I think for all, the Yukino picked up a lot of kills. They weren't, as a team, setting up for objectives very well. And were late to a lot of plays, trying to clean up scraps. And a lot of their proactive plays were pretty lackluster. You know that dive bot side where they walk under turret, realize it's not going to walk, and walk right back out again? Like, while grubs are going down on the other side, and you go, wait, what? So what was the whole point of this play? God. Right, I need some water and some painkillers. I've got a headache coming, and I need to... what do I need to do? Probably want some ads, actually. I'll do that now. There you go. Eat some ads. This stuff. Turn my camera off, brief. I will return in short order with some water. Well, folks, I'm back. Apologies on the delay. Real life sometimes has an unfortunate timer. So, to explain, the way post works in Germany, they often come to deliver things to your building rather than your door for other people. I got very lost, so I was trying to help out the poor postman, which was fine, but I was like, I have actually got to do some work, can you please leave? Anyway, it's fine. I have tea, I'm here, postman's okay, life is fine. Let's check in where we're at on this game too. Again, apologies for the delay there. I'll do my best here to wrap up draft. You all know what's going on. KCB get the Fury first pick. It gives Yukino a really aggressive go button. They've locked that in with the Silas and the Ambessa. Very dangerous dive core. The Misfortune's there to follow up on over the top of it as a kind of burst moment, and basically to try and get the Fury to the first reset. Your whole aim here is to secure first kill. The Misfortune isn't necessarily required to survive the back end of the fight. Did you press R for long enough? Good, your job is done. Nautilus again helps start fights and locks people down for Ambassador Ult and Fury. Barca, their whole thing is try and deny that. They have got very scary frontline. Sion, Shinzao, Rel, 3 of the biggest disruptors in the game. You are not going to be a very fun target to try and dive through. There are a variety. Lucian. Let me think about that. So, what it does give you is a lot of ability to outplay someone gunning for your head, and there is everyone gunning for your head. You're a decent laner. Basically, effective when the Fury, when the Silas, when the Ambassador are jumping at you, you could try and dash away the run-up pursuit, get the move speed on the Iron Blaze, use your culling to play from range, really spike in the mid game, gives you a little bit of early mid game power to try and match the Misfortune, get a good value in the mid lane. You pair well off the CC from the Rel and the Syndra with your passive now. I don't think it's the best Lucian game because you're not. This is not a comp designed to set Lucian up for success. Really, you got decent frontline, so there's that. And the Shinzao will skirmish well. So Rel Shinzao, maybe not as bad as I initially. However, it's still not what I call like a Lucian comp where you're all about getting lane power mid and using that to apply power on the map for whatever end, whether be that objectives for side lane or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's not the best Lucian angle I've ever seen. However, I think I see the thought process. We'll see how it works. Ezreal would have been excellent here, as would Varus, but they're both gone for obvious reasons. Honestly, suppose you needed the damage. Otherwise, I would have said something like the Jhin, but it comes online a bit too late. Probably. Jhin would have been good, I think, if you had another damage source, because Jhin is not as low damage as people think he is, or as poor a scaler as people think. He just comes online at a very different point to other AD characters. I think people don't actually know what Jin's passive does. I swear to God. Because it's not just the 4-shot thing. Let me go read the passive to you. Because it's pretty simple. Where art thou? Rello stolen were big for MFO. Yeah, he will, exactly. And in fairness, that's the other thing we've not talked about yet, is Silas ults to steal. Shinzao ult is S tier. Protection, damage, disruption. Silas loves it. Rello is fantastic. Whiten's had to flash at level 1. Oh dear. That ruins your lane. Basically, if you get caught now by the Nautilus, you will have a bad time. You need to be very careful in your crash downs. That's not great. Burn Ignite as well now. Oh, confused. X-Flash. It does have X-Flash. Worst thing ever. They're going to try and split the map. Let Sion be strong side. Oh, that's not fun for Barca. They need to come and fight this, don't they? And they are coming over. Yeah, they don't want to make this a split map. It would be pretty disastrous. Vega gets a 3 Talon Strike, but he's rooted up initially, flashes away, crash down on Yukino, who's now also in danger. Oh my god, Slowq's got an abduct. Exekick, glorious flash. Exekick could do a lot of work here, actually. And they get the blue buffs, that's level 2 for Yukino. Into the Dredge line, Dark in Daggers. Oh, it's over. That's over. It's actually doomed. That is a rough level 1. They felt like they had to fight, but the blast cone took Thega a step too far. Barcelona weren't quite in space to capitalize. You can actually get down, gets to stick around, and keeps the blue buff aggroed. So he's going to get the blue buff at the bottom of this. All the while Exit Kick, having flashed over, just gets to keep ordering the entire time. And Piero just goes, cool, I guess I just land this hook. Okay, Sarah. And you get a kill onto the Misfortune, a kill onto the Neferi. Two of the best spots you can get it onto. Slowq eating the turret shot there, but Chekhov's out of cooldowns. He's got pots, he's fine. Slowq was always a Silas player. Silas, Irelia, the two I really remember. A bit of a Carly too. He had a period where he was very bad, but he was still very good in those champs. Still, the MF ended up in lane late because she needed to reset. She'd be able to pick up most this way, but again, a kill and assist puts you in a fine spot. The Neferi is the one that's actually gotten the most out of this. Thega could just jump at Slowq here. Audacious charge. Want to do it under the turret. Ooh! Gets the flash. All right. Audacious charge into the wing becomes lightning was very nice. Yeah, otherwise that's an auto from Jekyll out away from death. Pick comp is ahead, go next. Yeah, I mean, the pick comp being ahead is very, very annoying. Because that's the whole thing. You want that first bit of CC to land, you want the MF ult to come across, you want to get the Neferi ult to reset, and you want to keep going. Because actually you're a very, very short range comp, and you're quite first kill reliant. So if you fail to do that, the front line and skirmishing from Barcelona is very annoying. And there's a world where you try to go diving in and just eat massive CC. Okay, attempting to dive, but there is Thega. Actually a very good covering gank there. Jekyll still gets hit by the Dark and Daggers though, so loses 2/3 of his HP. What an ability. I was leaning towards KCB, looking at the comp. I think actually, yeah, I think I am too. I'm not sold on the Lucian angle. Don't think they have enough priority to make it work elsewhere. Oh god, Legolas is actually gonna be. Oh my god, the turret shots! Oh, Piero's only level 2. I was like, he'll be fine there, and he wasn't. Legolas trying to get some passes down. Exit can still do a lot of damage here to White in, but there's the full tilt. Yeah, oh, no wards. Okay, yeah, flash. Piercing light gets the kill. Yukino's around, though. I think White in just burned his shield and can't mount up. Yukino's called the pack. Yeah, I think White in at the very least is dead. Yes. Oof. And you'll be able to shove the wave in, which means it's bouncing away from the Lucian, who no longer has flash or barrier. And a 5v5 Tiger's ult is nice to protect the President. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's also something that Slowq can steal, because basically, I think I prefer KCB's comp, because I think it's a bit more on theme. Everyone kind of actually assists in the game plan, which is getting the Fury ult reset. With a side of dive, basically. Barcelona, they've kind of got the makings of a front to back, and kind of got the makings of a skirmish comp. And not quite the best of either. Their damage is quite predicated on the Shinzao or the Lucian being ahead enough at 1 to 2 items to be a legitimate threat. I think if either of them, or one of them, or both of them are significantly behind, life gets very hard, because the Syndra is going to take a little longer to come online. And I think there is a worry where you end up with a dearth of damage if the one or the other is seriously behind. If they're ahead or snowball, we've seen exactly what Shinzao's and Lucian's can do. We do need to see them like do a lot of one-eyed. And we saw the one-item spike in comp from KCB last game just not do anything. That was really problematic. There is a world where basically I need to see the Shinzao and Lucian do good things is actually what it boils down to. I think if they don't, KCB have already gotten off the races. And I don't think that is realistically slowing down anytime soon. And a lot of those kills are in probably public enemy number one's hands, namely the Neferi. Still drinking the Barca Kool-Aid, it's 2-0. I mean, if they can get to one item and the gold lead stays like this, life is fine. Lucian's gotten a kill and assist. He's stacking a Cull. Shinzao is doing okay. I mean, he's behind. Yeah, the Shinzao's struggling, but hey, it could be worse. Pick up some farm, get to one item, play around second dragon, play around grubs. Want to play around this set of grubs. You've just got 6 on the Shinzao. Might be okay. Depends how well you play around the vision. If Piera oversteps here, you can do a lot of work. Everyone's collapsing on this. Oh, this gets messy. They're jumping on the Nautilus, but everyone's around. Piera flashes away. Checolad's got a Force of Will. White Knight in danger. Stolen Scion ultimate. They turn that around into the Neferial. And everyone was awaiting. In goes Yukino under the turret. They get another. Yeah. Reminder what I said is if they get the first kill, they can just keep going. Because they've got... between Public Execution, Hound's Pursuit, Silas stealing all the ultimates ever, Depth Charge, Bullet Time, there's not a lot, really, the front line does to keep, say, Syndra and Lucian alive. They tried to jump for Nautilus, thinking they'd be alone, and actually KCB there were in a lot of force. Really nice steal on the ult from Slowq. Sets up CC to allow Neferi to get that ult in first point. Resets, gets the shield quite nicely. Gets another kill with a really good public execution across the top of it. They get all 3 grubs as well. C'est magnifique. Can't ask too much more on that one. Who kills the Scion late? You've got 4 damage dealers. You'll kill the Scion. Another thing, not to put too fine a point in it, this is a comp as well where I think KCB can often ignore the Scion to an extent. Ironically, I think it's going to be the Shinzao that's more of an issue late. Because if you ignore him and he starts dancing around the backline, like blowing up the Misfortune, hitting 3 Talon Strike stacks, you know, getting through his passive, do quite a lot of work. Oh, nasty combo. Thega gets the ult off. Yukino can just jump for this, though. Yeah, nice ducked. There's the kill. Resets the ult. Double for the Neferi. And Neferi snowballing is never going to be not ulting. Gets the kill on that one. Legolas, make it rain. Last auto. Oh, no, Exa! Too much damage from the turret. It was heated up too much. Oh, they wanted that last auto. Barrier was too much. Hang on. Overcomes White Knight. I think Exic's dead. Just commit to the kill. I think Exa just had to... Okay. Just go at the Lucian at that point. Ah, well. That's unfortunate. 2 for 1. Scion TP for that? Yes, he did. Okay. This was a fight over the Raptors. Thega misses the wind, becomes lightning, and Checolad's coming to defend it. It's a really bad scat of the week, is the honest answer. Actually, Thega does a very good job of basically invalidating the Neferi ult by pressing R. But because Checolad gets murdered by a flash of duct, it resets the ult and he can't knock them away again. So it ends up falling apart. But I think Checolad just has to hold the scat of the week there. He just misses it, and then that gives license over to Yukino to go forward. And then it also gives license for Slowq to flash. And he does. Aggressive. And awful things happen. Jekyllab missed again. He's going to die now. He's got no flash, no scout of the week. Thega needs to do the Lord's work here, and he will not do that. On wings of angels. Or perhaps dogs. Thega, really good crescent guards. Interesting, the Darkened Dagger bleed is somewhat blocked by the ult. Huh. There goes Dragon. So cute. Scout of the week is okay. Side sets from Jekyllad, use the phase rush. Well, that one was alright. Check my posture actually rather than sitting weirdly cross-legged. I think Jekyllad is potentially just dead here. The good Scout of the week was really good. Okay, that's fine. Don't pull too many ults. Have the Scout of the week up. I think Legolas just eats. Okay, turns it around a little bit here, but that culling angle's a bit awkward. Main's has got ult in. Oh, it's the inverted call. Like they're going like counterclockwise or whatever it is on the. Actually, the way my camera is doing it that way, right? On the cooldowns, which just weirds me out. So I think the cooldowns are nearly up when they're actually just starting. Painter. Yeah, nice. Dead. Oh, and the Magnet Storm after the flash. Very nice. Okay, the Lucian. I forgot to move the chat back. I was like, why is chat in the way? Dumb. Oops. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. It's a bit better. Alright, White Knight is dead. Under my microphone, so we can see it as well. And I've got chat off one side of my screen. So, White Knight is dead. But then, okay, so Barca, their win con right now is the Lucian, who has cashed in the Cull, is 3-0-1. I said I was a bit nervous about it as a Lucian game. It needs to be a Lucian game now. And if you can dance through some fights, catch off an Afiri who has got a 700 gold bounty, dance your way through that fight, you can get to the Infinity Edge next. You could do some work. Oh, hang on. Should get back in time. Ooh, just about. Herald's there. Soul point in 2.5 minutes from Mountain Soul this game. Get 4 Mana Dragons on the side. Life is good. Otherwise, just giving the divers an extra shield, which sounds miserable for Barca to deal with. Yeah, someone get to the backline and deal with the EMF. You do have the Shinzao who can do that. And they're not the tankiest comp KCB. Their tankiness is via ults and lifesteal. Thega, decent damage on a Slowky went up. Oh, he eat the bloody Herald. Nice backline access. Very nice main tech. With the public execution. Stolen ult. Trying to get some more damage, but Yuki knows how to work. Legolas gets the Silas. That's not bad from Legolas. It's really not. He tried. However, that's another. Was that a triple kill? The Yuki note, by the way? Oh no, the X got one. Okay. But yeah, it's another good fight from Yukino. And we've already seen how far ahead the dog is off the level 1. I think it is probably pretty due. The MF isn't the problem, no, but she's probably the easiest target. Like, if you overdive, survive, and then get, like, the Shinzao into the backline, kill off the MF, you can start with that advantage there. So they try to jump Piero, and they don't. The bullet time splits the fight. It's not that fantastic, but hey. Jekyllad managed to scatter the weak vaguely, but it doesn't interrupt the ult. And really, really nice angle from Mainter, who publicly executes from way off vision, gets onto the backline, all the while Slowq will eventually fall, but buys his life dearly. Whiten finally finds a Magnet Storm angle, but it's just not enough to keep Legolas alive. He's 4-1 now with the Infinity Edge. Oh, Whiten went flashing for that and misses. The weak are scattered. Syndra's got, what, 40 more stacks to go before she's maxed out? Yeah, BKR weren't looking particularly hot this tournament. They got dismantled by Los Ratones. I expected better from them. But yes, I think they probably were playing worse than they did during the split as far as I can tell. Did they just use the Herald for CC to allow the public execution to come on through? That is nasty. This is a shellacking at this point. We can head over towards the dragon. Slowq's get a head on up with the Herald. He doesn't have TP. I don't think he cares too much. Ducks the wave, Petricite bursts. Dragon, I think it's just theirs as well. They got the respawn of the bot lane, including Scion ult. TP behind. Steals to his own Scion ult. Scout of the week. And there's the Scion ult stolen. Wow, they TP'd for that and he just steals the Scion ult and gets out. They don't quite get the tier 2. But they do get the dragon. They buy a lot of additional summoners. KCB happy with that. Blue side went 1 and 2 yesterday. Yeah, but I think there was just a skill discrepancy there as well. Like the side differential matters more when teams are evenly matched. And I think, yes, they BKR, but just not playing like BKR from the regular season. And Los Ratones were really locked in. The rats were there. Ah. Okay. On to Atacam we go. Yera's body blocking. Alright, Barca, if you could steal this or find a fight here, then life is great. Your Lucian's 2.5 items. Yera behind. Okay. Atacam. Taken. Objective bounty. The bullet time is whatever. Yukino survives, but not for long. That's actually a massive shutdown. Legolas dies, but the problem is Slowq's about to murder them all. Excuse me, my voice got caught. And as we said, fantastic, you finally killed the Neferi. However, good grief. I can't analyze, my voice is dying. So it starts off, the bullet time that's alright, but Legolas flashed on the other side, you're thinking, okay, we kill off Yukino, but the public execution lands onto Legolas despite the flash, and as a result, the Lucian doesn't have as good as angle as he thought he did, and X just gets to stand and deliver. Slowq comes on up, still has a Shinzao ultimate stolen. So Atacam and the initial kill don't mean enough. Basically that. Yeah, that's a big MF ult. Sion doing the most damage. Oh dear, Barca. Oof. Mountain Soul on the table in a minute and a half. Nice combo. I think Thega is just dead. Decent escape for a second, but it's just an abduct angle into the perfect execution. Public. Akali and Ambessa having very similar ult names do me in. That's probably just Soul, isn't it, as well? Only 5 seconds on your jungler. Yeah. You are going to be running this very tight for Barca having their members come back. Do I think teams should be allowed to FF and go next? They are, I just don't think it's worth it, because there's always a world where you can come back. I've seen some very silly comebacks in my time. Flash, white in. That's actually not a bad engage. Piero. Oh, half the HP bar, but not the full thing. Flash, decimating smash, gets it onto the Misfortune. This isn't bad. Legolas helps get that one. Scatter the weak of the Mater, who flashes for a bit more. Legolas gets to survive. Hang on, this is what we're talking about. Piero can't play it for Yukino. Needs to back away. Don't give up too much more. But I will deny Soul Point, I imagine. Yukino with a blast cone could come in to try and steal. Foresight alteration. But that is nice. Very nice. Can you do Baron? It's going to be too long until it spawns, I think. 30 seconds. You can look to shove the wave at least. Probably leave it there, but that's all right. There you go. Do you think teams should be allowed to FF and go next, Jeffrey? Case in point. Case in point. It's never over. Don't ever say it's over. I'm still breathing. Throne team fight. Legolas needs to not int. It's fine. He's got 3 items on this Lucian. Check out his 8 stacks off monster levels on this Syndra as well. Yeah, that was... Are you a caster, Jeffrey? Because that was a hell of a cast. Haven't there been penalties? There are for quitting the game. There are not for FFing, I think. But there have been in the past. I couldn't tell you what's in the rule set this year around them. It's gone back and forth. But yeah, the last time I remember seeing an official FF was Fnatic at... Oh god, IEM years ago. That was the Season 5 roster with Huni and Raynova and... Oh, good grief. Who was the mid laner? See his face? I've had drinks with the man. Reckless Yellow Star. Fairbiven. I cast to myself. No one's to hear me yap, though. Well, there you go. Clearly, because you got too much power. Look what you just did. Two and a half minutes on the next drag. Baron is up. KCB trying to play around that. And again, they are still 5k up. So they're very, very significantly ahead. X calls to flash and cleanse, but they didn't kill him. And our Barca are quite deep, but they can back away. Can they now turn Baron? They can certainly try. Huh. Alright, here we go. They've got the damage for there. Dager's got flash and ult. This Xin Zhao is very, very, very able to steal this. Very, very able to steal this. It wasn't C5, it was the roster with Spirit in the jungle. Oh, was it, Yassine? Ah, there you go. Oh, Spirit playing as Lulu jungle. Oh my days. That's season 6? Because it was like, yeah, because Spirit had come over and I was expecting this incredible jungle for he nearly was great a few times. It just wasn't quite there. Lego's back. Okay, so, yeah. You got a 3rd item on this MF. You've got a 4th item on this Lucian, by the way. It's got Mortal Reminder now, which is very nice into Silas, Bloodthirster MF, and Bessa with her Omnivamp. Get Dark and Dagger healing on Neferi plus Conqueror. Not bad there either, actually. Not bad there at all. Okay. Baron started again. I mean, honestly, for being 21-9 in kills, having your carries at this point is pretty good going. Like, the difference is in the jungle and the top lane. The Xin Zhao being behind is annoying, but he's got 2 items and doesn't care that much. Your Syndra and your Lucian are near enough even or slightly ahead. Like, you do, like, a lot of damage. Yukino, I think, is just dead. That's a really nice angle. And they interrupted the bullet time. Oh my god. No way is it actually happening. Wait, hang on. Mainta and Slowpoke can still do a lot of work. They just blow the double backlines, and I don't think they actually have enough damage anymore. Oh, it was almost glorious. Slowpoke gets to steal the massive, the Crescent Guard healing, and the massive damage reduction. Oh, it was so good until Mainta and Slowpoke got in the backline. And they can just TP in to end the... Oh, he just TP'd out. Lamau? Why did I just TP? He did. Not enough CC. Well, they'll get Soul now. Oh, almost genius. I want a replay on this one, like, right now. The Stolen Crescent Guard did so much work for Silas there. Man. Both Chekalad and Legolas dying there. So frustrating. Steel caps on Lucian, right you are. Not bad against Silas either, actually likes to weave in a lot of autos. Well, there's Soul. So, initially, Yukino is massive picked. They do have a lot of anti-heal, but it's in the Lucian. Looks like a really clean dive. They managed to interrupt X-Kick, who does go down, but then basically all the while, watch Mainta in a second here. The slow Q you think is way too deep, and then the public execution lands on Legolas as slow Q's just blown up Chekalad. At which point, you've lost both your carries, and the one person we did say was significantly behind was this Xin Zhao. And I seem to recall earlier in the game saying, you know, if this Xin Zhao's like miles behind, it could be a problem. It kind of is. Because if either the Lucian or the Xin Zhao are like significantly behind, you are a little bit precarious in terms of your damage sources. Yeah, you do have anti-heal in the Lucian. He needs to be around to deliver it. Syndra doesn't want to go because she wants to get to like Void Staff or Crypt Bloom ASAP. On to the Baron we go. Yukino's around. All right, Barca. TP in. Slow Q's not here. They're coming. I think they might be a little late. Yukino's been spotted. X-Kick. Oh, that bullet time. Ah, well, there goes the Lucian who's trapped in the back of the pit. Couldn't. Lucian wanted to ult, to Relentless Pursuit over the back of the pit was the idea. Slow Q, I think will survive here. White Knight's going to die. Or White In, rather, is going to die. White Knight will also likely die as he's a zombie. Chekalad has no HP. And I think an auto from X-Kick would do it. Wow, actually gets away with it. It's kind of the weakest enough threat. The problem is you lost 4 members to get the Baron. I appreciate the flip. Go buy your burgers and see whether you win the McDonald's lottery. They did not. So KCB will win the game. Though valiant effort from Barca, actually, from a very precarious position, to try and find some ways back in. If that mid lane fight had gone different, I wonder. They'd gotten out of that Baron pit, I wonder. But they didn't, and the game is over after KCB absolutely demolished the early game. Alright. We're getting at least 4. Hell yeah. Let's have a look at these post-game stats. Bum. There goes the engage. That public execution probably... Does it get main to MVP? It's probably Yukino. But I actually think, the thing is, main to actually, I didn't really see him miss a key public execution. Like, that's pretty big. And Tid, who's been one surrender, MSI 2018 playing. Oh, you're so right. Good memory, Kez. Supermassive versus Kaboom. Back in 2018. You're absolutely right. I remember watching that game. There you go. The encyclopedia. Appreciate it. Good sleuthing there. I think Yukino MVP of the game gave so much more agency for main to Slowkey to pop off. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think Yukino did in fairness play really well, and I think he might end up getting it by virtue of having all the kills. But for me, like, I think Mainta had a really, really good Ambessa game. Like, this ult alone could have saved the game. Like, this was on the verge of being an obscenely bad threat. The wraparound fight at the Grubs as well, where he lands public execution by Red Buff. There's not... Pretty much all of his ults were absolutely leg break. Or back breaking. There's a lot of leg and ankle breaking, kneecapping in my vocabulary lately. Need to update it. Yeah, I mean, that's just really good value. Good MF damage. Good Ambessa damage, actually, for a melee carry as well. You take that. Legolas tried. That Lucian was doing some bits. It wasn't enough. Well, right we go. I run some more ads. I probably ought to drink some more water. I'm gonna set my fan up as well. It's actually what I'm gonna do. It's actually quite sweaty in here. And it's not because I'm just like blazingly hot. We will return shortly. I am expecting. I think I still think Barca are a better team. The fact Barca actually did a decent job of coming back in that one gives me some hope. KCB, when they get ahead, are very good at staying ahead. That's still pretty cool. We shall see. Anyway, excuse me while I turn my camera off and do a bit of sorting of things like adding glorious air conditioning to my setup. Air conditioning. It's going to be a fan, guys. I'll have a fan behind me, and it's going to make my life so much better. But that means I'm going to go set that up in the background because it's quite warm. Hey, Tari, thank you very much for the resub. Oh, 15 months. Hot damn. Been a hot minute. There we go. I think you can MVP of the game. Gave so much more agency maintenance to pop off. Oh, yeah, we had that conversation. Oh. Here we go. That's what we call timing. Move the cameras around and that'll do. One, no. Okay. We need. Good grief. Right. Barcelona back on blue side. Then blue side wins both games, hasn't it? Oh, gee, which side were Barca last game? First game? Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember. Were blue side, 'cause they had the Galio. Yeah, it was blue side. Blue side, but win rate. All of that jazz and all the stories that go with it. Gwen with the rumble down. Don't want to give that one up. The pick combo of the Ari and the Vi. The Azir is also a big one for Checolad. Maokai for Yukino sets things up. X-Kick's always been a big Kalista player. First pick Trundle. That is a big gauntlet thrown down to Yukino saying, actually, I don't think you have anything that manages this. That's a bold pick. Very bold. Viego's not bad. Lilia is a weird one into Trundle. You can end up in trouble around the pillar, but your move speed can actually outrun him sometimes. You don't have a lot of resist to steal. You can out-farm. Okay. Very good skirmish. Hey, enjoying. Good to see you. Who's favoured? I think probably Barcelona, but slightly. We can end up at 5 games today quite easily. It wouldn't surprise me. Corki with that, it's alright. It's a flex. Slow Q is always a big Corki player. Ah, Vista. Right, emails responded to. Kind of insane to see Bastion League. Reminds me of the time when Shark had a league team. We've got PSG. We had PSG for years in BCS as well, which is a big one. Getting Zyra Rakan just like that is S tier. Yeah, it's quite nice with Trundle too, because basically between Rakan, who can bounce the Trundle to set him up for success, and all the feathers, your zone control is really obnoxious. Braum is weird into Zyra. You can shield her feathers. And you can be a bit annoying for Rakan because he jumps into you, put up the door, you... Actually, you can also block the feathers because they come out. Quite nice, stop them going behind you. You can mess up Rakan if he oversteps and you get the passive on. He doesn't like that very much, but you are still likely going to lose that lane, I think. Still, relatively good defensive angles here with the Lilting Lullaby, the Valkyrie, the Glacial Fissure. You've got a decent combo there too, where the Lilting Lullaby into a Frost Bomb can be damn disgusting. Who do you think got the edge in terms of draft, bro? Give me a second. Still figuring out. I need to see where things round out. I think I like Barca's draft a little more here. That's because I'm still not sold entirely on Corky for all the crownies popping off on it. Samira, unironically, would have been quite funny this game. You get a little close to Braum, but you can do some nasty things to Corky. Nah, it's a White Knight special. It's mediocre into Aatrox, but whatever. Samira pod, I mean, go watch the LDL, you'll see Samira all the time. KCB have got a fair amount of damage, a lot of ability, a lot of self-sufficiency. Their engage is very limited. It's Aatrox flank. It's Braum passive. Maybe an ult. They want people to come into them and then have the Aatrox flank, basically. I don't know. Neither team has fantastic engage, honestly. Though Rakan Trundle plus Way, to be fair, he's got more CC than people give him credit for. Plus Gnar flank. Yeah, I think Barcelona have got an easier comp to play. Jace mid into the Way to try and match the poke. And in fairness, if you can close the distance, you can do some nasty combos into Way, who does not enjoy the melee form combo very much. Unless you land a really good Grim Visage to make him run away mid-flight, which you can do. You need to not misuse your E skills, your Despair skills. Rockets plus Jace Q plus Lilia Bowling Ball. The gate's late enough. KCB's comp actually ends up starting to outrange by virtue of just skill shot spam. I think Barcelona are going to have an easier time skirmishing. I think their comp is more straightforward to play. I think you can punish attempted engages quite well. I do think that Xayah is at risk of getting significantly outranged. And if she starts eating too much poke in the mid game, life gets trickier. But if Barcelona are in the river first, it's going to be miserable trying to fight your way. And at least you've got Jace poke to try and deal with that. But getting through feathers and pillars and Rakan flanks gets quite tricky. Weird drafts on both sides. I don't think there's necessarily the easiest ones. You can also show the pullback if you miss stopping the ult as a one-trick bomb. Yeah, exactly. This isn't a great spot for him. Yeah, Braum into Xayah is okay. You can block the feather with your shield. You can also block the pullback with the shield. But it's not exactly fantastic. I think you are lacking true engage. You're very reliant on a Lilting Lullaby off a multi-man sleep, or an Aatrox flank, or a Braum passive stack, or a good ult. It's not that simple. I don't think it's that simple either on the other side, so who the hell knows? Back to a pause. D. Let me just kind of keep musing through this draft a bit more. So, KCB first picked the trunk. It's Xayah Khan 2-3. Then they go Gnar into the Aatrox and round out the comp with the Way. Way makes things interesting. Because basically between Xayah, Way, and to an extent the Trundle actually with the pillar, your zone control is really nasty. If people step into your active zone, it's really, really, really nasty. And you've got some ability to back up a Trundle by having the Rakan come in and brawl with you. You don't have great subjugate targets as Trundle. Though Braum will do, I think he's gone towards the spell, but what a lot of Braums do these days. Both these teams have beaten LR before, and yeah, it could be exactly. Could be a lot of fun on that one. I think we've seen some cool things from both of them. I think KCB have had a weird old tournament. They haven't looked as good. I mean, they've been decent. I think BKR had a weird old tournament. But KCB have largely been pretty fun. Slow Q's been slow Q and a bit up and down. Same with Yukino. But they're like, Yukino I have more understanding of. Yeah, pretty much all pros will have a backup. If they can. It's a bit trickier online if you don't have a lot of budget. Then you don't. Who has the better draft? I think just about Barca. But I think it's somewhat weird drafts on both sides. I just think the brawling from Barcelona is going to be easier. I think the zone control is going to be easier. I think the lack of engagement from KCB is problematic. Even though I think they're hit a point where Lilia, Jace, and Corki have an annoying enough amount of poke to threaten the shorter range comp on the other side. Your other thing, obviously, is theoretically Jason Aatrox will be a better side lane pairing than Gnar and Hui in terms of your ability to split up, but Gnar, as we've seen before, can sometimes just take a head of a game and roll over it. So we'll see. That's always a possibility too. And that can set the Lilia up for just farming their way through victory and taking all the Trundle's camps and making him feel very, very sad. Flash for a second, but no. Just a good hop. Okay, hops away again. Doesn't get. I thought he was going to get pulled back after a second. I'm thinking equal-ish. Yeah, exactly. It's not miles off. I'm not a... The honest answer is I'm just not a massive fan of KCB's draft. I think they have decent enough skirmishing, decent enough range, but very limited ways to actually start fights on good terms. And their disengage is not super, super great either. They haven't actually gone for full poke. I think Corki and Lilia are annoyingly short range in some ways outside of the rocket spam. Whereas I think Barcelona's zone control get very, very annoying. We'll see. I might be missing something. We'll see. Because there is a world where, as we said, once we hit like 3 items, 2 items, the Jace, Corki, Lilia can sort of become more pokey. I mean, the Jace was always going to be that. But Lilia, once her Swell Seed and passive and burns start coming on through, then you can start being a lot more, you know, like dangerous with just a Swell Seed land. I think KCB will do well earlier than Bars takes over, as KCB does really, really well. Yeah, so Aatrox Gnar is a skill matchup. It's very dependent on how you play around Mega Gnar and Infernal Change, but it's range for your melee, but more AoE for the Aatrox. White is there to defend. The Trundle should have more power early than the Lilia, but the Lilia will theoretically clear a little faster, though you might see a Tiamat picked up from the Trundle to kind of match that. Zyra Khan versus Corki Braum, bit of a wash. So yeah, I still think Bars are probably slightly scarier early. Though it's even enough. LPL would have 20 kills already. Depends on the teams, to be fair. Like JDG wouldn't. Who else wouldn't? Anyone's Legend are a weird one. They sometimes do, and sometimes they just play very slow. Weibo Gaming sometimes just do nothing. NIP do not do nothing. Is their other issue. We've had some slower games in LPL this year, actually. Not always, but some. I'm worried about KCB's disengage. Yeah, they've actually got relatively decent disengage. Braumel, Valkyrie, Acceleration Gate, Lilting Lullaby, Aatrox with the World Ender. Like, you've got decent disengage. And you've got like you've got a fair amount of damage. And you've got 4 carries, right? You can just say, screw it, I do damage, and that's the way you win the game. Yeah, AL are probably our best macro team in the league. For sure. Interesting that Carrier was saying that in an interview, though. We'll maybe have that conversation after the Dragon fight here, because probably stay on screen rather than musing about other leagues for a second or two. Not too much there. Scuttle crab taken. I keep getting baited by the objective taken thing where it's like the scuttle crab's being napped, which is nice. But I sometimes used to like higher value pop-ups. You know what I mean? Do you ever wonder if you will be able to recall all champion names when you are 80-year-olds? Oh my days. I mean, I have spent a lot of my life memorizing League of Legends things. Quite possible, you know. KCB's class comp was 4 damage here as well. Just means if you don't get ahead enough, you're in trouble. Yeah, can be. The thing with a comp like that is you can hit this point where like you have redundancies. Like, aha, I've killed the Misfortune. Yeah, but you haven't killed the Silas or the Shinza or the the Fury or the Ambessa. Ah, that's a problem. But it does mean it's then very difficult for you to do things like play front to backs from behind or from a lack of vision control. Because people face check and just die. Ooh, Whitey went looking, couldn't find it. I think the Rakan could quietly be a kingmaker here. You only, like, especially if you can get vision control, that Rakan could be very nasty. Grub's largely picked up by KCB. Bastard and take Dragon on the other side. Should burn out. Auto that, thank you. Hey Akashi, good to see you. Ooh, nice chunk on the Piero. Lad. There's a world where Wade just permanently leaves Braum at no HP. And then they don't have a front line anymore, and it all falls apart a bit for KCB. Early-ish Dragon. I say early, it's not actually before first grub spawn. Ooh, that's Swirl Seed. Don't mess up the smite, thank you. Feathers. Fine. The first two games have been quite one-sided both ways. KCB smashed game 2, though got a bit dicier in the late game. The 1 or 2 fights where you thought Barca might have a great comeback angle, it just didn't happen. Meta landed a monster public execution. Game 1 was the other way around. Barca kind of handed KCB's ass to them. Yeah, apparently, yeah, it's been a very, very warm week. I'm hearing London is 30 degrees right now, which is mental. Legolas, yeah. Whiten's fine. That's Lilting Lullaby for Feather Storm. Healed as well. It was. Wow, they really wanted that. Legolas probably needs to trundle here. Okay, they don't know. I wonder whether they might look to just kind of get that last boss bomb angle in, but would have been too risky. What would you say is worse, 30 degrees in Berlin or 30 degrees in London? Good question. Probably London. Though Barcelona, though Berlin is not fantastic for it actually either. The city's not really built for heat, but there's a lot of things like there's a lot of lakes around, which is quite nice. So it's very easy to escape towards fake seaside, which is lovely. In fact, that's what I'm doing on the weekend, running for the seaside, which you can't do so easy in London. Damage. Lad. Gets the Spire in Despair. Flash over slow Q. Tried to insect. In comes Whited. Oh, that's a nice combo. Flash. Battle Dance with the quickness already rolling. Really, really nice Whited. Piero started it. But that's the flash off slow Q. Lad survives. Gets the Severing Bolt finish up. Very nice stuff from Whiten on the Rakan. He always was a bit of a Rakan player. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. He needs to go over the wall here. think he's out of range of the passive. Thega clears out the Raptors. Ooh, just about fine. Doesn't lose any of the little ones either. So yeah, slow Q ends up avoiding the Grim Visage, which sent him fleeing. So gets to flash for the Thundering Blow, but then White in with the wonderful flash E W after the charm has landed. Very neat. I have to see literally outside my window, it's 27 degrees. It's nice, but it's a bit much for me right now. Yeah, it's a bit hot. I've got a fan and a dream right now. Pushing more the wave. Bolt Fissure. There you go. Enough AP with a Black Fire Torch on it. Basically a black line, man. Oh god. That's not a very good sentence, Sam. Baiting on blue buff. Heraldry 2.5. Dragons in a minute and a half. Very slow game so far. Holding Flash Cleanse is nice. Yeah, it is on Legolas. I used to live in East London. White Knight. Got Mega coming. Dodges the Swirl Seed. Not bad, actually. They don't want to overdive into the Mega, so he just gets to back and clear up a few more minions on the next wave. Hey, Monty, it's good to see you. I love Sea Air. It's lovely, isn't it? It does make everything rust, but it is very lovely. One of my favourite places in the world is Cornwall. Exa hops forward. He loves that emote. Nice chunk on a slow Q. Missed the crushing more though. 32C in London. Oh. Yeah, that is just very hot. That is just very, very hot. Alright, 20 seconds on Dragon. One item's pretty much there. Yeah, aside from top lane, who stopped off for boots, understandably. Steel caps both. You can just go and try and steal away these Raptors. Pillar is awkward, not fantastic. Whiten's around, wards go down, fighting for mid lane control. I think we'll see a bit of a scuffle over this one. Borky trading with the Zaya. Dragon started, stacking the Q. Slow Q's over first. Check, I'll have reset TP back in. Thega, down the pillar. Lilting Lullaby. Legolas will cleanse it. White in hops away. They get the cleanse, but the Lilting Lullaby now being down means like, what extra engage does KCB have? They've got a bit of poke to work with. That's kind of it. Slow Q on a potentially good flank angle. Looking to poke. Check out eats a bit of that shock blast damage. White in will need to battle that out to safety. That work flank is well warded. It's a smite fight. Pillar is good. Nice chomp. And he gets pulled back, but I don't think it matters. Mainta, Spiraling Despair on top of him. In comes the quickness. Down goes the Aatrox. Now White Knight can keep hopping on forwards. Boomerang slows. Whiten's got a load of slows. Yukino's trying to hop away with the watch out. Eat. Blast cone's there. Severing Bolt. Nice. Dragon and kill. And you get the flash off Mainta and Piera. What do you lose? Heal. That's it. TP on White Knight. Yes, TP on White Knight. Close to the sea winters are much better than dry winters. Yeah, dry winter does suck. Like, your skin ends up turning to parchment. It's just not fun. A little bit of more. It does make it feel colder though. Because the condensation of the humidity wicks heat away from your skin. So dry winters feel less cold. The reason we're talking about this, guys, is 2 kills in 16 minutes and nothing has happened. The dragon fight was the most exciting thing we've had happen in about 10 minutes. Bot side. Ooh, White Knight. Melting Lullaby. Brawn passive, she gets stacked to, and I think that's just a very dead Nah. It is. Good combo. What do they cost? Flash on Yukino? White Knight didn't have flash. That'll be turret. So is that first turret? It is. Okay. Nice work. And it gets the Jace rolling. They'll lose Herald on the other side, though. So that's objective marker towards feats of strength. They didn't get any grubs because KCB got them earlier. We have dry winters here. Terrible time. Skin is dry as hell. There's only so much lotion you can use. Dry and snowy. Oh, yeah. Does Slowq get a second turret here? That's really good, actually. He does. That's massive for the individual league. Because remember, the Checker Lab was way ahead on this. Not Silas. Wait, there we go. For the 2 kills. That really gets him back in. Mid lane turrets are very low on both sides. Yeah, White Knight sends in a 1v3. Yukino flashed over the wall. White Knight tries to hop towards some safety. Yukino tanks the turret. Brawn passive comes on down. Slowq goes to the sky and they bring down the Nah. They get 2 turrets out of it as well. That's very, very nice for this Jace. Doesn't quite have the second item still, but hey. Brings him back into touching distance. They've got a 1,000 gold lead now, which is very good. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but Nah ends up dropping a wave and the 2 turrets. That actually gives Aatrox a lot of license to get some more gold. They've got a Herald to work with and a lot of structures to pick up. So it'll start to shrink back down / grow in Barca's favor again. They've got Herald they can drop mid. They'll probably want to do that in a minute or so, though. Yukino needs to be really afraid here because he doesn't have flash. Yeah, you just can't be there. Oops. Oh, I burned flash in the last play. There's no disengage without the Piero there. I'll drop picture. Oh, yeah. You want to see the picture? Join the Discord. Come say hey. If you want that in YouTube chat, you have to go to my chat briefly. Well, there's 20 seconds on Dragon. It'll be sole point for Barca. I think this gets dicey. Only watched game 1 and 3, but it looks like KCB just greedy comps. That's honestly not a bad way of putting it. They've gone for a lot of damage, a lot of individual agency. I think the thing is, last game, the comp was at least cohesive. So the game 2, the one they won, comp was really cohesive. It was greedy in the sense that there was a lot of damage players in it. However, it was all on theme. Everyone dived. Everyone set up the dive really well with good resets if you got that first game. Okay, pick with like the Fury, Silas kind of game with an Ambessa. Made sense. This comp, I think, makes a lot less sense to me. Yeah, there goes the Dragon. That's sole point. Melting Lullaby's cleanse, main turf, flash, as the root comes on through, there's the Aatrox then. They don't have engage! It is so conditional, man! Crushing more, X tries to get something, doesn't, Meganar, Pierre's dead as well. Oh no. And they're going to get Atakan off this as well. They are. Oh, God. Right, well, that's game, I think, probably. Soul point, feat of strength. Oh, yeah, it was too early. I thought they might force that one. Oh, there's stats for 3 grubs versus 0 grubs. There were for 6 grubs. I would need to look it up on Oracles or maybe DPM. Maybe esports chart to have something. I could ask the LEC stats, guys. Actually. I could probably go asking. Oh, Chocolate doesn't have flash. The fleeting current move speed. No! No, he just goes down the river! Oh. The Meganar kind of sucked, but Asthmatic's X-Kick's now turned up to be in a horrible position and dies as well. Oh, no. KCB's cooked. Yeah. They are looking pretty crispy here, folks. Umbral dash over the wall. Infernal chains, another umbral dash, but you are a dead Darkin. Oh. Let's have a look at this again. Because basically, Chocolate walks down the river with the move speed from the fleeting current. Whiten then comes to body block. He's had a very good game, honestly, on the Rakan. It's been a very good game on the Rakan. And then X-Kick turns up, trying to get something, and just dies a horrible death. Well then. Here we go again. Mainter engaged on. Don't think he has enough in the tank here at 0 and 3 now, 4 to finally way back. Should I tell KCB to FF now and see if I can jinx it? You did it last time, didn't you? I think it's a go next angle. This was my, like, do you remember me discussing in draft saying, look, KCB, if you can get late enough, I guess you've got some poke angles with the Jace and the Corki and the Lilia, but your actual tools to be and engage aren't there. And there are actually a fair number of ways to just walk menacing at you as Barca and make things very awkward. And indeed, there was. Yikes. That is I mean, like, this was a first pick Trundle. I mean, when I remember Thega coming into the scene, I remember Thega being, I remember him being a big one. And it might be, might be his most played / famous champion. But I remember him being a big Trundle player. I mean, apparently Kiana was one of his favorites as well. Forgot about that. Bit of a Viego enjoyer as well. But I'd be curious to see what his all-time win rate is on Trundle. We'll do that. Team feed. Oh, it's bloody... Sorry, guys. I made the mistake of loading up LOL Fandom in the background, which is now one of the most poorly optimized bloody websites in the world. They tried to load about 4 videos and tanked my upload. I just worried about Thega! This is another advert I'm going to scream in the background, by the way. Look, it was Trundle numbers. Stop it. Oh, they've done it again. Ah, I hate everything about this. Okay. Fine. Cool. Life is fine. Silly website. Silly website. There you go. What's his Trundle win rate? 9-1. This will be he's 9-1 all time on Trundle. I knew it was good. I knew it was good. And I recall Thega having this as something of an ace pick. I mean, he's always obviously Viego's his most played. Loves. However, the Trundle is just really, really good for this guy. Exit kick, no! Oh, what an awful... Like, okay, so exit kick shoves mid and then tries to get towards Baron and they're just waiting for him to walk through because he can't see a damn thing. Grady carry dies a horrible death. No, White Knight. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That is a wonderful Gnarl. Crushing more, auto burn from Chekalab might actually be enough. Woo! Not quite enough. Sad cat, Whiten's coming. Severing ball, nice. Very good. And back towards the Baron we go, 16-1. This is unfortunate from Exekick. Not the best approach of a lone AD carry to Baron I have ever seen, I must admit. That was rough stuff. Blue side supremacy has been today. Has been today. I know obviously LR had some better games yesterday on the red side, but hey. I think they just have better games. Every time I watch Corky gameplay, it's always on the losing side. Yeah, Corky's a weird one, and then he's kind of inoffensive in most drafts, but he doesn't really have... hang on, that's not a bad lilting lullaby. White in. Oh, Ocean Soul healing! No! Oh, that's so disgusting. And then you put down the tranquil, like the tranquil reflections. That's the one. QW. Oh. And then the game is over. 21-1. Dan Buster's showing how they want to beat LR before. Both teams have beaten LR before, yeah. For this tournament, it was Barca, I believe, in the upper bracket. Hey, Brad, good to see you. I'm mid-building my Noctis deck, mate. There we go. I pulled this one from pre-release. Look at that beauty. Oh, what it's gonna... With the pre-release symbol and everything. Need to go play some Commander at some point soon. For those who don't know, Bracksprit is a wonderful member of the esports community here in the UK and Nordic scene. Does a lot of UK EL work. Used to work with him on LJLOU back in the day as well when I was first getting into things. Also quite a cool Magic player. I occasionally play with him. Big shout out there. And a long-time friend at this point. How long have I known you now, Brack? 5 years? But yeah, basically, the KCB had such limited ways to go forwards, and then if they did, they were walking into Feathers and Rakan and Trundle and Waze, like, entire kit. Like Molten Fissure and Crushing Morphs, and like Way is actually quite annoying if you have to go through his massive artillery piece. Barca only won the best of 3, not the best of 5. Very true. But again, as far as best of 5s go, LR are undefeated at EMEA Masters. They've won the whole damn thing. Nearly 5 years, good God. There you go. Yeah, what I feel like... I'm trying to think of additional things to say about this game. Basically, the moment things start rolling, I mean, just look at that, man. Way got to just brutalize them. I mean, a lot of that as well. Basically, you have much more of a front line to work around. But like, Checker like just smacked as they came rolling in. Ow. Right, I'm gonna get a refill of my tea. I will run some ads, and we're back for potentially deciding game, which could be quite cool. Till the next game. Goodbye for my camera. Let's turn that camera back on. Game 4, people. Oh, also KCB now play on blue side and pull out on one side and storm then bar back on blue side for game 5 win the series. That's pretty much how we think it's going to go. Potentially, yeah. I think that there is a fear that's going to happen. We need to see what Barcelona do on red side. They're banning the Viego away from Thega alongside the Mundo. Yeah, don't give Thega Viego. When Callista, fine, don't get an extra kick. Callista. Ghana, okay. Bit of an archetype pick, it's a frontliner. Yukino likes it. He's not that fantastic at Sejuani, so fine. Maokai might have been an option. They banned Maokai the other time. Surprised I got through that. I love how Push Mono is getting respect. Oh, and it should! Our champion is silly in the right scenario. Nazir gets through. Slow Q is an Nazir player. It takes it away from Checo Lad as well. We are... Is it just Ari Vi? Vi's down, but Ari plus... Lost Neferi. We don't have Shinza. We don't have Pantheon. Vi is banned. Diego is banned. Trundle is gone. Where do you go there? I mean, Lee Sin? Bit early for it. Kindred? Again, bit early for it, but you could do it. Nocturne, yeah, good shout, Enwu. Bad shout at all, that. Cho'Gath early. White Knight has always had that. You know, White Knight's always had a bit of Cho'Gath backpick. I feel like I remember seeing something back in like 23? 4? When did I see it? Feel well. What am I looking at? White Knight. Been playing since season 7. And did he play his Cho'Gath? Yeah, it's definitely, he's had 8 games, but he's not had a great win rate on it, but he's not always had the best win rate in general, this poor old White Knight. The match history. I didn't work. Another time. I'll look at that a bit later. Okay, Sejuani Jax. Basically, you have melee synergy for the Sejuani. It's a tank frontline. It gives you the option to drop in with that Jax and threaten the Cho'Gath, who will not enjoy that combo very much. Lilia lost, yeah, pretty heavily. The Lee Sin here. Not always the most fun into Lilia. Not Lilia, into Sejuani. Talk about Lilia. Enjoy it, that's one. Yeah, KCB got a solid comp right now. The Lee Sin Ari is a very dangerous level 6 spike. And for Thega, it's a comfort pick. If he snowballs on it, if Barcelona in general snowball, Dark Seal on Ari gets stacking, Lee Sin gets stacking, you can just constantly threaten the Jax and the Azir and blow them up all the time, and they have a horrible time, and it's a bad day. You probably are going to want something like down Nautilus, Rakan, Leona, Rel. Even the Gallia flex from the top side is not going to be available. Alice is down. Well, basically all of the major engage options. Tank you, please. At which point you need to start looking at things like Elise probably comes up. Nico. Where the hell is Nico? Nico, this game from Barcelona, goes giga hard. Works very well with the dive you've already got and the pick you've already got. Gives you lane prior, probably bot side. You could Renata. bit more defensive. For something like Nico Jin or Nico Ash, probably fine. You could Lulu or Milio with some picks, but I think something with lane priority makes sense to me. Jinx, okay, but to take away from X-Kick, who honestly was one of the stronger Jinx players in LEC at points. Certainly was one of the ones who found some success on when he was struggling back in the day. You could Kate Lux into this. Can't Zeri. You could have Felios Thresh. If they lock the Blitzcrank here, it is to try and threaten against the Enchanter. Because basically, if you Enchanter lock into a Blitzcrank, the Blitz hook on an Enchanter is nearly insta-death. For all you get shoved in, the moment you land a hook on the Enchanter, they just have a horrible, horrible, horrible time. And that's your whole target. Break them in lane and then roam around with the jungler, BMS. Add in the Jhin for even more CC threat, and that CC chain will be the death of a Lulu. I think Nico still looks good here, you know. You can go Enchanter Nico. Fantastic, but you can do it. I don't know if Lulu... I mean, Lulu with Lee Sin is very nice, to be fair. Any Enchanter with Lee Sin or Shinzo is good. Are we Maokai supporting? It's engage. And if the Blitzcrank hooks you, he goes, oh no, that sounds like a bad idea. I mean, early on you're squishy as hell. You're thinking them out, okay. I mean, I know White in place, I kind of forgotten them. Hey Zero, good to see you there. It's so good to Blitz. Yeah, I can see it. So the moment they blinded the Blitz, I was like, they're basically trying to deny the Enchanter or punish an Enchanter. Now if you hook a Maokai goes, Bramble smashes you and roots you. Or jumps to your AD carry and you go, thank you for the free gap close. Plus takes you off the jungle pool for game 5, fair point. Especially as you are getting a bit shyer on tank stuff. Skarner was banned, Sejuani's picked. Yeah, I see it. Excuse me a second, I'm gonna move my camera back. I'm gonna get a glass of water. I was at the Linkin Park concert last night. My voice is a bit fried from screaming around. Ugh, excuse me. I return with water. There we go. Yeah, don't die. Yeah. Org support. You need to be very good with your black shields, but there is an angle in there. The thing is, Morgana as a support just kind of sucks. You don't have enough AP to keep your shield alive a lot of the time. You binding is such a long cooldown and so risky, you end up like dying a lot. Your ult doesn't really synergize very well with the rest of your kit. You're better jungler than you are for anything else at the minute. But yeah, Morgana support is a halfway house between like two different champions. One of which is a defensive like enchanter, and one of is an aggressive pick champ. And the ult really doesn't work with her kit. I think she needs a way to like her ult in particular is neither one. Like either she would need like black shield replaced with like a dash to get the ult in range, or but yeah, I'm not, which would then make the ult a bit more usable because basically you're so flash reliant to get value out of the ult. And Zhonya's reliant as well. As a support, getting to Zhonya's is a night. Otherwise you get popped and you're so damn squishy. So she needs to, I think they need to decide what they want her identity to be. I get that Black Shield is very iconic. And that's fine, but the question depends where you want the power budget in. Because her power budget is basically evenly split between her insane Q in this route and her Black Shield for being... I don't know, trying to split my things out, that was awful. bad counting, Sam. Oh, thanks, Katari. Appreciate it. Very kind. Very kind. Nice timing, or did I summon you? I have been summoned. I'm going to get some water. Keep my voice alive. Oh, that Bramble Smash kind of sucked. Needed to wait a second on that one. But yeah, see, Maokai early on is still vulnerable. You are a Maokai with no resists. You're going to get interrupted. Oh, you can't reset there. The hook's back up. Whiten has no hook. Okay. Ult fix bit might ruin her identity. Or ult deals damage over the duration of the chains. Yeah. Oh, that got tricked by that Jinx Duke. Yeah. Yeah, I like the... But I think Barca have got... So, right, okay. KCB, realistically, want to play through chain pick CC. Oh, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the community. Nice to have you on in here. Welcome. So, because we've gone down the weeds on Morgana reworks. Which, in fairness, I think she does need again. Not to put too fine a point. I think she is a weird mishmash of about 2 different champions. However, drafts. KCB. There you go. This side. I've got to mirror things. The Jin Blitzcrank with the Sejuani, and to an extent the Jax with the Counter Strike, are chain CC. You land the Sejuani ult, you turn it into a Blitz ult or to a Blitz hook into a Jin W, and the person who's got the hook died. And there's not really anyone who survives that chain on Barca. And you also have the melee synergy to aggressively attack lanes with the Jackson top side, and that can be quite nice into the Cho'Gath, who doesn't really have a lot of ways to manage that. That's your play power. Oh, time out the Counter-Strike, go back in, flash away. So this is going to get interesting. Thagan needs to kill off Mainzer, will ward hop forward. The healing from the Biscuits is foul, by the way. Will not be enough to keep alive. Charm, roam from mid lane, and they get the second one back. Ahri and Lee Sin both get a kill. Probably just continue watching on YouTube. That's super fair. By all means, I've got multi-chat open, so I can see the YouTube comments. By all means, come and say hello. But thank you so much for the support, nonetheless. Thank you for coming on over and saying hello. By all means, view on your option. The fact that that Sonic Wave landed before Yukino got in was massive. Because it actually meant there was a lot of damage done onto Mainter. But the healing pots very nearly kept Mainter alive. And if Yukino body block that second Sonic Wave, things get very interesting. Good flash from the Ahri. Secures the second kill. Because in the mid game, Ahri Lee Sin with a Maokai ult is going to be able to threaten a lot of very scary people. Where is the Darkseal check? It should be Darkseal. Triple tonic as well. God's sake, go Darkseal. Just spike early. This KCB actually scale very, very, very well this game. The Blitzcrank is the fly in the ointment. He is notoriously not the greatest scaler, even if Miracle hooks happen. But you have Jax, Sejuani, Azir, Jin, all of whom are phenomenal with items. And we kind of started this conversation last game, and we never got there because it wasn't a Jin. But people kind of think that Jin's passive is that he has 4th shots and the last shot always crits. He gets that kind of move speedy boost thing. And they don't actually realize that he gets an obscene amount of base AD late game off his passive. Let me go look up Jin passive. Go get these numbers. So the passive is called Beauty Index. And it's a great one. The one we're talking was Whisper is actually what it is. But it's Death and yeah, this is the one. It's part 2. Part 2 of his fandom. You got a different way to go to the other website at some point. I think that's just a dead Cho'Gath. It is. Alright, Sejuani Jax passive. That's going to happen a lot to White Knight. It'll trade them a dragon. Oh, I need to close this. It's so annoying. Ah, stop. Stop. so many videos. My days, there's 4 ads on this page. Anyway, he gets basically an insane amount of bonus attack damage based on level, plus extra from critical strike chance, plus bonus from bonus attack speed. And all of his crit grounded moves, so basically the more crit he has, the faster he moves, the more damage he does, and the more damage and the scarier he is. So basically attack speed and crit strike give Jin plus the levels an absolutely obscene amount of bonus AD. Which kind of puts you in a really interesting spot, because you just end up thinking about like 4th item with all the crit, 100% crit Jin, 4th item level 40, you get like an 80% extra bonus AD. It's bloody insane. So you suddenly just start like one-tapping people. It's like, and it's like, why is Jin suddenly doing damage to tanks? It's like, well, he's a 4th item Jin, who scales better that way than most. Oh, nice pick. Whiting will die, but that's kind of fine. Jinx is excited. Oh, check on the backside. Nice. He's running an X kick. He's still excited. Slow Q flashes. Opens the curtains. Sega is out. Legolas is out. Charm from Chekolad. Not quite enough damage. The root, though. Ooh, Chekolad may need to flash out here. He doesn't have it. I think he might die here. Good charm. Nah! And the passive heal. Unfortunately, his ult's timed out. Close fight, actually. But yes, that's how KCB want to. They just scale very well. And they can play for lots of pick, CC, and that's very good. And their front to back is on. However, Barca, their skirmishing is ridiculous. And their resets are ridiculous. You throw out the Maokai ult. And then Lee Sin, Ahri, and Jinx all go forwards. And if the initial kill comes on through, Ahri gets more ult charges. Jinx gets excited. You just keep running down. And you spike incredibly hard at one item. Unfortunately, because the Ahri didn't get out of the back end of that next kick with the flash, ends up getting a really good angle for that ult. They can't stick around for grubs, and they do give those over, which is a bit frustrating because Barca actually wanted to play for that quite aggressively. But it starts pretty well. They go 1 for 1. But then Yukino ends up in danger. And they go looking for him. And they do pick him up as well. And then they're thinking, well, we can get X kicks well. But then they basically split targets. The slow Q flashes. Chekolad can't quite get him with the charm. And then Chekolad thinks, I can probably kill X kick here, right? And then he ends up rooted and goes, well, I guess I have to trade out. And so they do. So it ends up being a 3 for 2. Because Mainta comes back up and does this. However, it is still 3 kills on the Ahri. Yikes. And a kill and a 1-0-3 Lee Sin, who are very nicely ahead of this curve. The lack of Dark Seal stucks. But again, Barca's ability to, I think, get an initial kill and keep rolling forwards, particularly in the mid game, is going to be very, very potent. The Blitzcrank needs to not hook. Needs to not hook Cho'Gath or Maokai, and if he hits Lee Sin, not allow him to then hop over him and kick his AD carry into the backline. If you can get to 2 to 3 items, Azir, Jhin, Jax is very scary. It's not like it's unplayable from KCB, but I think the mid-jungle combo could be very difficult to manage at this stage in the game. And the 1,000 gold lead kind of speaks to that. Legolas gets hit, doesn't have cleanse, he's dead. That's the combo we're talking about. Very nice. Legolas, I think, thought he was wide of that Glacial Prison and was not. So you can still do that. Chekolad clears out that wave. Yeah, so this will be the issue for the Jinx. I wonder whether the Maokai is going to need to rush / secure a Locket. Not Locket, a Mikhail at some point in this game. Ghost, I understand, and it allows you to potentially just get excited, dodge a load of skill shots, basically play to handstand. because you can't cleanse the Blitzcrank hook. And the Szechuan is going to come jumping at your head and all these things. And you want to try and dodge a load of bullets from Jin, all those kinds of things. However, you can't break the CC chain very easily now, which was going to be dangerous. White's going to get dive, and White and Knight Rad's going to get dive. White and White Knight being on the same team is very unfair. White Knight gets a route onto Yukino. Excuse me. TP topside. Chekalad needs to TP now. Oh, White Knight is such a dead man. He's gonna try and clear the wave. Beryl screams the wave. Fine, he's dead. They get the dragon. They don't TP for it. They've cleared the wave. They're trying to bring out the grubs. Main to eat a load of damage. Doesn't have TP. Will need to reset. Chekalab will get a lot of time bot sides. So it's dragon for killing a plate. And a TP. That dive took a business day. It did. And it does actually give another wave crash bot side. Their plate. Yes. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm going to lose chat for a second. Yes, it was. So you got a couple plates bot side. So you don't even get better edge on the plate trade either.
Turret plating will soon fall.
So, see, Azir's picked up a couple kills now. He's got Nash's Tooth and Grubs, so will be a side lane threat. Ooh. Hang on, Glacial Prison, Charm, White here, gone, popped. Where was the rest of the squad? Not there. Yukino's been very, very aggressive with this Sejuani. He's been really good. Needed to be, though, because again, the Sejuani has to hit the first bit of the ult, or the first ult, really, to... First skill shot, rather, to set up the chain, right? You can play around Blitzcrank hooks, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier to Blitzcrank hook when someone's stuck in place. Alright. 3v2. Good charm onto Piero. And they ult, and then they try to get some damage back. They can still try to ult out. Vega's dead, because they got the curtain call. They've lost the bloody indicator of where the Jin is, so I didn't know Jin was ulting. They ended up being 4v2. Couldn't quite pick off the kill on Piero. Jekyllad sticking around, Rocket. Lands onto slow Q. Piero can look for a hook here. Watch Piero. Jekyllad, flash. Gets the charm. Damage. Flashes out afterwards. That's actually nicely played from Jekyllad. Can't quite get him under turret. Flash a flash, though. Want a game 5? See. White in. Can't find a sapling angle. Still got 2 dragons here, and Ocean Soul to work with in a couple minutes, but the gold lead that Barca had has gone. And that's pretty good news for KCB, because actually at this point in the game, they're going to start coming online. Exa kicks it, 1.5 items. Will be increasingly scary. Running a Herald. Alright, Vega's around. Ari has ult in 2 seconds, can't TP, but is coming down. Okay, they get that. In some ways, they'd rather set up around the dragon in a couple minutes anyway. And with the Ari not around, it's a bit of a it's whatever. They can look to pick someone up here, though. Vega stepping forward, misses the Sonic Wave. Counter-strike down. Yeah, I was looking for a hook. You hook at Cho'Gath? Are you sure, my son? Are you actually sure? They're going to go for this anyway. White-in may need to flash. Doesn't get to ult. Well, White-in doesn't have the ult. Okay, I changed it. I thought the Maokai was going to ult there and realised it's actually on cooldown, so I now feel silly. But Whiting could have flashed that. But yeah, Maokai support is not tanky, folks. Has a Kindle gem, and that's it towards tankiness. Merc Treads don't count. I thought that Cho'Gath hook was going to be such a bad idea, but they don't turn it around properly. Maokai has no ult when I thought he did. As I was looking. Oh, slow Q. He's dead. He's dead. Flash. Charm just wide. Okay. Uses the flash and the ult. Does buy enough time. Chekalad doesn't have the... I think Chekalad was hoping he could get the Foxfires up in time for the move speed. Couldn't quite do it. Still flash ult. Off of the Azir ahead of a very important soul point fight is really cool. Jinx has not been involved in any kills in a little while though, and that's a bit problematic. especially as the Jin on the other side is 4-0 and 3. Exekick is honestly had a fairly good game here on the Jin. He's had some very good ults. That flash out from the Rubs fight was pretty pivotal, actually. So good for him on that one. Herald drop. That's going to be mid-tier 1. Vega's looking for a flank angle here. Here we go. That probably buys you pressure around Dragon, actually. And first turret. Okay. White Knight on the flank. They want this Dragon so badly. They're going to give up 2 turrets for it. Jack's going to get that. There's no way they're stopping it. Yeah, that's a lot of gold suddenly over. They haven't been able to spend it yet, though. Significant. Odds aren't great right now for either team. Checkerlad's on a really good flank angle. Watch Checkerlads. Watch him. Out comes the Maokai ult. That means a load of damage to charm onto the Sejuani. Checkerlad goes back over the wall. Into the backline is Azir. He gets shut down. Awful angle. As Checkerlad's still got an ult to work with. He needs to be really, really, really careful. Lands a charm on Exec, who's immediately cleansing. But now Thega's looking for him. Flashes away. Rocket goes wide, but you get the flash and the cleanse. Woo, Thega. Okay, he's alright. Shots kind of suck. Mainton needs to back away. Yukino's on half. No flash, no cleanse on Exekick. Checkerlad waiting. If he lands a charm here on anyone, it's a bad time. Yukino can come and steal. They're trying to turn him onto Mainta. Into the pit goes Yukino. They're trying to jump onto Mainta, who is likely now dead. Will do so. Yukino. Oh, Mainta. Counter-strike. Not bad. They get the hook, but it's not enough. And there is the Sundered Sky. Triumph healing. And soul point secured. Very well done. Slow Q. What the hell was that engagement? I know what he was looking. He went looking for the shuffle and fumbled it. But this angle from Checkerlad forces some really difficult decisions. Because basically, as Slow Q goes forwards, the rest of the team is forced back. Checkerlad buys a time of 3 people, immediately forces the cleanse off Exekick. Pierre doesn't want to waste the hook trying to look for it. And it's a 5v4 with Exekick already in a really tricky position. They just go, cool, we just want to turn for the main turret on the back of this one. They get the kill here. Thega gets low but not down. And with the kill coming on through the Triumph, and they end up hooking the Lee Sin on top of themselves, which is a bad time. Oh, that's not a pretty fight from Slow Q. I get why that looks bad, like there was mitigating factors, but even then, that is a very big play to go and shove someone away and not find the angle you're looking for. Having just blown flash topside. Remember, execute no flash, no cleanse, needs to be really afraid. Oh, Checkerlad! Ult, flash charm. Shutdown secured. Maokai gets it, which is a little bit sad, but hey, is what it is. You just turn to Atakan after that, you might, you know. They're still down 600 gold. Which is kind of wild. Oh, hook. Onto the Maokai, not necessarily the best target. But he's... Oh, Thega to the backside. White into out to safety. Thank you for the deliverance. Slow Q just saved the Maokai. He just ulted him back over the wall to safety. Oh, no. And Slow Q is dead. White Knight doesn't have ult. Checkerlad sees the TP in. Missed the charm, though. Okay. Atakan's cured. Flash away. It's fine. Yukino, you should go down. Bacon. And now Mainta has TP'd in. Has no flash. And very little in the way of home. There comes the Rupture. Counter-strike means nothing. Checkerlad in danger. And that's why the mage's going on. I can't say that. Nice damage. Ooh. Ooh. Exekick. Collector. All right. Still a 4-kill Jin, by the way. Still a 4-kill Jin. Still Atakan, gold lead secured, soul point. Loads of flash is still down. Exekick getting the kill onto Checkerlad there. Little awkward, shouldn't have happened. Still, they get the turret as well. But their first turret of the game, bloody well it is. Assuming they get the next dragon a few turrets, they're sitting pretty. Slow Q's having a mare over the last 5 minutes. Finals is Sunday. Is it? I thought it was Saturday. Oh, Peanut. Right, Peanut. If you subscribe, you can use all caps. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So yeah, it's the only subscribers are allowed to yell at me. So Peanut went in all caps, which is quite funny. In fact, not. No antagonizing chat. I see what you're doing. I actually had a bad time. I've been able to yell for 15 months now. It's very true. Well, they step on forwards. Charm wide. Slow Q actually had a really good flash there. White Knight just flashed on top of Extra Kick. Eat a feast. Okay, there you go. Szechuani's down. Slow Q needs to back away. Still a charm. Charm does wide. Unfortunate. Slow Q survives for now. 18. Yes, my goat. Double kill over the Jinx with the explosive rocket. Gets to keep hunting for more. Ace towards the Lee Sin. Reset City. And that, as they say, is good game. So LR versus Barca predictions. I'm hoping 5 games. I think Checolad versus Nemesis should be really good because the last time these teams played, Checolad dumpstered Nemesis. It was not like it was a serious mid gap in a way I was not expecting. Hey, welcome back, Peanut. There you go. And now you can yell. And now you can yell. Welcome back. But yeah, the moment you got hit by the rupture, feast auto, goodbye. Wait, only 8 hurt for turning from drywall. LCK rivals. Oh, the rocket on 2 as Whiten makes sure to root the Azir in place. Very lovely. Very lovely. Baron's up. Soul point secured. Or soul point. Soul itself secured. So I pay to express my feelings. Chat therapy, my favorite. Slow Q. I think it's just dead. Oh, just about slides away. Nah, Checolad enough burn. And now the ults come flying on through. Pierre is going to get rooted. Main to dodges the charm. Thega steps on forward. He's really scary on this Lee Sin now, by the way. Black Cleaver, Sundered Sky, Feral Scream. Goodbye. I'm yelling to Scarlet here. You're having a good day today. Overcomes the Baron. I mean, they're 5k. This game is over. We get a red tap win. Cheap at the very least. £5 a month, baby. I see you all out on YouTube on Onivia's chat. Get over here and offer me a subscription. Absolutely shameless plug. Subscribe to my Twitch. It's cool. Hey, I'm quietly a T1 fan as well. I enjoy watching that team. One of the first teams I ever watched in League of Legends. But I think it's quite hard not to enjoy a lot of those players. Fans have been a bit frustrating at points. They're quite intense. Particularly over the last year or two. Checolad ults out. Tier 2 goes down. I wonder where Jizuke is. Adam, that's a good shot. I think he retired. Look into. Oh, there he goes. He's dead. Overstayed. That's the charm. Noel. Shutdown will be going over to Slow Q. Nicely donated. It doesn't really change anything But if you were ever going to start something by picking up some shutdowns, that's a good way to do it. For me, first game was watching Fnatic winning finals. Oh my day. So you season 1, Kez? Season 1 finals. That's about as OG as it gets. Bloody hell. Fnatic versus Against All Authority. Zoro Zero out there. BOG could lose to Koi. Oh yeah, very doable. Alright, so that Baron didn't end up breaking the base. Earned him a lot of turrets, but didn't end up breaking the base yet. You've got... We should be dying out soon, right? Minute and a half. So you got like 20 seconds left. Not a lot of time. Yeah, 50 seconds. Okay. So, slightly decent waves. So you're just going to clear up your base. It's an economy Baron. Get you loads of gold. 7.1k in the lead. You can play for Elder and ending the game. KCB need to get slow Q to a third item now. They need that Void Staff. Jin's also gone towards a relatively cost-efficient build with the Lord Dom's Collector for the double armor pen, plus the Rapid Fire, which is fine. And then he actually threatens frontline a bit better with that. But he really needs that Infinity Edge now. Painter. Oh, check it out. No, that's a big one. Oh, what a... How did he get there? How did they lose control of vision so much that Mater gets in there? He doesn't have TP either. He won't be around for this dragon. And that's support Maokai. The ult's going to be on a pretty long cooldown here. Whiten just got stopped. Yeah, they can just kill off the... They're going to get Elder. Oh, Barcelona. Oh, that's bad. How on earth did Mater end up in there and they had no idea? Well, they're in the same bush again. 10 seconds. Don't walk into that bush, Checker-lad. He's had 2 bad deaths in a row, actually. He had a really good game. Then got his caught trying to TP out after the shot bot side. Oh, they're looking for him. Ult's away, charm down. That's ult down as well. Yukino ult in a second. But they just earned Checker-lad's ult. That's really big. This Ahri's been such a potent threat. Yera's looking. Charm. Goes wide, looking for an angle. Yukino in a bit of danger. Mater on the back line. White Knight will surely go down. Gets a feast off. Damage onto Mater. Survives for a second. Getting a lot of healing. Whiten surely falls. Mater will get some value here. Will trade his life out as the stopwatch is burned. Hook on in. White Knight goes down. Thega into the backside. Gets on top of Exit King with the flash. Yukino about to die. That gives Checker-lad another. Mater now in danger. Legolas just unleashes. That Jinx just murdered everyone as well. Oh, they were so interested in the Ahri. Forgot about the Lee Sin and never mind that Jinx. Katie out there, terrified, because someone is really excited. GG's, folks. Barca, it looked dicey for a second or two there. The setup around the Elder was looking poor. But the blue wall will end ankle high and Barcelona step across it 3-1. Nothing left to be done as the LFL fall out in semis. LVP versus NLC is our finals. Barca versus Los Ratones. The rematch of groups. I seem to remember Barca winning that one. Doesn't that make things interesting? The reigning champions versus the team that beat them, and beat them well, in groups. That should make our finals a great matchup. I'm excited. This stuff. Right, let me wait until we see the score screen, and then we'll probably call this here. Thanks for coming to hang out, guys. Appreciate it. What time is it? Yeah, a bit of time. So the thing is not, I sometimes wonder whether that's actually Genji, with how, like, utterly imperious Chovy, Canyon, Keen can be. The conversation being had, by the way, is on the other side of the screen. Basically saying, like, they reckon that T1's got the highest peak. And I sometimes feel like I think for me, I think it might be Genji. When was the last game I cast for the main broadcast? For EMEA Masters last summer. For NLC, spring. For LEC, I did spring playoffs. So a month or so ago, if that. Beginning of June? Might have been the beginning of June, so like 2-3 weeks ago. Oh, what a play at the end of that one as the damage came on through from Legolas. Nice, nice, nice. All right, folks. Make sure to hit the follow button, the like button, the subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, come drop me a subscription over there as well. I would much appreciate the support. If not, please do come and join us in the Discord. You'll find an ! Discord in the chat. It'd be lovely to have you all around. Come say hello. I'm going to call it there. That's not bad from Exakick. I appreciate it, but check it out again. That's very good damage for an Ahri. Good game from him. But thank you all, folks. We are going to call it here. Let me stick some music on. We're on the end of it. I'll see if there's someone to raid you over to on Twitch. But for the YouTube viewers, this will be it. Till next time, folks. Goodbye.